everyone, welcome to the classes. This is the first chapter in the C programming language tutorial, and we will see the installation and the introduction of programming and C programming language. This course will be beneficial for all of you programmers, whether you're learning C for increasing your chances of selection or you have just started with programming. But before starting with C, we will have a quick discussion over what is a programming language and why we need it. So here you see, this is our data and this is the computer data. They are pretty much different from each other. Let's say you want to give instruction to the computer to perform a sum or to open a Word file or to open Chrome. Computer cannot understand our languages such as Hindi or English. So how does the computer understand these instructions? It can only understand these instructions when given in machine level language, and which is the combination of 0 and 1, which is the combination of binary bits. Binary bits are 0 and 1. But we are not like so much pro that we will give all this information in 0 and 1 and we will be able to make the computer perform those tasks. So what was the solution? Programming languages were invented. So programming language is a computer language which is used to give instruction to the computer to perform certain tasks. In simple words, we just moved a step ahead, more closer to machine level language, and programming language were invented in which we give instruction to the computer to make it perform certain tasks. The codes written in programming language are near to machine language, but they are not exactly machine language. They are further converted into machine language. Programming language has a special syntax, keywords, functions included in the built-in library. So each programming language, whether it is Python, C++, C, Java, every programming language has its own special syntax, keywords, functions, and a set pattern. And we have to follow that pattern while writing the code of that language. Now let us see C programming language and its benefit. So C is a procedure-oriented general-purpose programming language developed by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Labs in 1972. What is meant by procedure-oriented language? In further this course, you will know about procedure-oriented language and class-oriented, object-oriented languages. So here, if you are new to programming, then you just need to know that procedure-oriented language is the language which focuses on the way of solving a problem, way of designing the program. It does not focuses on the object for which we are designing the program. It focuses on the procedure, how it focuses on the algorithm, how we are going to solve a problem using programming. So what are the benefits of C language over other languages? So simple programming language and gives a lot of freedom to the programmer. What it means that C is a very easy and simple language and very efficient language. It does not provide you with a lot of libraries just like Python. So the programmer has a lot of control in his or her hand to make his or her own memory management and to define own data structures. So it gives a programmer a lot of freedom into the hands. Second advantage is fast in execution. C language is very fast in execution. Why? Because it is more close to machine level language than its other counterparts such as Java, Python, or C++. So it is more near to machine level language, hence it is very fast in execution and it gets converted into machine level language more quickly. Now let us look at some of the uses of C language. So C language is used in areas where the execution has to be very fast, like in game development, like games, they have to be very fast, like in word processors or designing operating systems, or it is used in competitive programming. Why? Because in competitive programming, C and C++ are the most used languages, and in CP it is all about speed. So if your code is fast in execution, it will be beneficial for you. So there's a lot of hype of CP. So whoever want to start CP using C will can also follow this course. So we have got the basic knowledge of what is a programming language and introduction to C language. Let us move on towards the installation part, and we will install two things. First is an IDE and second one is the compiler. What is an IDE? So IDE is, you can understand, like it is a text editor where you can write code plus with some additional features such as you can debug the code then and there, compile it and run it. Also, while writing your code, the IDE will provide you syntax suggestions. Also, it will make it easy to debug the code at while if there is some error, it get highlighted while debugging. So IDE provides you with all those features. So it's a beautiful environment for writing the code and an intuitive one. So it's better than writing the code on notepad and just compiling it using a terminal or a console. So let's install an IDE. And second thing we will need is a compiler. What is a compiler? It is the compiler converts your program into a machine level code. Machine level code, combination of 0 and 1, which CPU understands. So we will install two things. So just go to Chrome, and the IDE we will install is VS Code. So just type in VS Code and search it. You will get two things. First one is Visual Studio and second one is Visual Studio Code. We will install Visual Studio Code as the IDE, which has this blue icon. So just go to the first link of Visual Studio Code. This IDE, as you can see, it's provided by Microsoft and it is an open source IDE, and so open source and free, so it can be used freely. Next one is you have different versions of operating system, different types of operating system. So whatever you are using, if you are using Mac OS or Linux or Windows, you can download the installer according to your preference. So I'm using Windows 64. I'm going to download this one. And this IDE is very versatile. It can be used for Python programming, for JS or C++ programming, and writing HTML codes, and it can be used for almost all things. So it's very versatile IDE. So just install it, download it, and the download will start automatically. Second thing we will download will be the mingw compiler. Mingw compiler is used for C or C++ programming, so we will download that. So just type in C++ programming Visual Studio Code. Just search this, and the first link which you will get of Visual Studio Code, go to that. Here you will find this section of C++ programming. Just go to that, and when it will open, scroll down a bit, you will find the section installer compiler, and just go to this section and install mingw64. Just go to this section below this, and you will find the link for downloading mingw. Click on this link, you will be redirected to a new page, and your download will automatically start. Like here it is showing your download will start shortly, so it will automatically start. It has started, and my VS Code download is almost done. It's completed, and the mingw download is also completed. So just go to your download sections, and you will find the downloads that you just downloaded right now, and just open it. We will install the setup, and the installation is very simple. You just have to do next without changing any setting. You have to keep all of it to default. So installation, you don't have to worry about much. It will be pretty straightforward. So it will open, and we will start the installation. So my setup has opened. You can agree to this agreement. You will accept it, then you can move forward, and you can keep this path as default where it is. To get your Microsoft VS Code folder downloaded, you can just keep it default. I think in my system it already exists, this folder, but I'm going to download it again. And then you can click on next. If you want to create a desktop icon, you can just create one and click on next and just install. So it will install. It will take very much less time to get installed, and it will get installed pretty easily. So the basic steps are just go to click on next, and it will all be done. So it is installing. Till then we will install the mingw. It is just completed and it is done. It is creating shortcuts and all. So you can just minimize it. The thing we will install will be the mingw. So just click on finish. It's done. Now go to mingw 64 and install it. So the next step is to set up the path. What is a path? Like, for example, I'm going to show you. Open your VS Code. We will open our VS Code and I'm going to show you what is a path. So what a path does is that your mingw will be compiler will be in a particular folder, but you compile your code in VS Code, which will in some other folder, or you can compile it using compiler which will be somewhere else. So maybe a particular place, but you will be compiling your program at any place. How that compiler would be detected? That will be detected through your path variable, system path variable. So what you will do, just open control panel. Now we will set up path. What is a path? So for example, you are writing your code in VS Studio Code and then you're compiling it. Your mingw compiler will be somewhere else, but still you can compile it in Visual Studio Code which will be in some other folder. How that compiler will be detected into the whole computer, that is done by the path variable that we will set. So just go to your C folder and into that program files, and you will find your mingw folder here. Just go to that and just go to next, and you will find mingw 32. And when you reach bin, just copy this whole path. Just copy this path and go to control panel, open control panel, and type in here advanced system settings. You will find here advanced system settings. Just open these settings. So we will now set the path. So what were the steps for finding the mingw folder? Just go to window C drive, program files, mingw 64, and move ahead to mingw 32 and go till the bin folder, and then copy the path and go to control panel, open advanced system settings. So our advanced system settings have opened. Now go to environment variables. Here you will see this path. Click on that and just say new path and paste the path that you have copied to here, and OK, and save it. Save all the settings that you have changed now, and your path is set. You can check whether your path is set or not. Visual Studio Code. And I have made a special folder called C tutorial in the desktop area. You can make one, and from here you can open any folder. So I'm going to click on open folder. I'm going to click on open folder and open that C tutorial folder. I've previously already made it. So you need to make it first, and then you can access that. So I'm going to open that folder. Go desktop and scroll down, C tutorial. So select this folder. We are going to make all our C programs into this folder, and they will be saved in this particular folder. So we have opened the C tutorial folder. Click here, add a new file. So we will open a new file. So let us name this program first program. let us name this file as first program dot c. So we have named it as first program dot c. And it is open. Now we will write a very simple code for checking whether our compiler is properly installed or not. So just write hash include stdio and int name. I'm going to show you all this in the course ahead. This is the program just for checking whether your compiler is properly installed or not. It's a very simple program. Hello world. I'm going to show you all what is this int main, what is this printf, and what is this stdio. Further, what is this return 0 in the course. And you can just save, or you can press Ctrl plus S to save your program. Now go to new terminal and open the terminal, and for compiling it we will use terminal gcc, and after that write the name of your program. Here the name is first program dot c. So I'm going to write it. Actually the file I've made it is in other folder, so I'm going to change the folder first. And now I'm going to type first program dot c, and it will get compiled. It will take a little bit time, but it will get compiled. You have to focus on this only, GCC and your program name. So for compiling you will use GCC and your program name. Our program has successfully compiled and an exe file is made here, executable file. We will just run this and hello world is printed. So our compiler is successfully installed and path is also successfully made. So this was all for this video. After this video, from the second video, we will start our C journey, and we will be starting with proper programming, syntax, and knowing what is all of this, and we will learn much more. Follow this tutorial, and if you have any doubt, you can write it down in comments. If you have any doubt in installation, you can post a query there and we will try to resolve it. Thank you.